Here, now we're recording.
It's not his work computer, it's his jerk computer.
Oh. I don't work from home. I work from Goon. This computer is solely for streaming, podcasting, and just perusing. This is not for
Perusing what?
This is not for extracurricular on Twitter.
Yeah, porn's approved on Twitter now. I don't know if you heard.
Instagram,
like it hasn't been before.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Don't lie.
Well, we got to enjoy it for 2 weeks because Indiana is getting rid of that.
We're following Texas?
Yeah,
Oh,
on Goon 27th, you got to have a state issued ID if you want to peruse on Pornhub or any of those other.
Hello, Pirate Bay.
Baby,
I'm back, baby.
We need to start finding those old. It's like where do we hide all those old videos in the woods?
But they don't make porno in the woods anymore. Back in my day.
Well, no, because nobody goes to the woods. What if it's out there? The truth is out there.
Yes.
What if instead of the X-Files, they're not looking for aliens?
X-Files?
They're looking for. Oh. God. You have won. You win. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I guess I was never out in the woods adventurous, so I never found anything like that, nor was I really ever looking.
Mine was on the street porn. I was driving home from school, and there's a weird-looking box on the side of the road, and I'm like, what's that? Turn around, and there's a fucking cardboard box full of pornos, and I'm like, hey!
Bingo!
Nice.
And you didn't see me for about 2 weeks.
His right arm was strangely
arms.
longer and stronger than his left.
I could crush spinach cans. It was weird.
You turn into fucking Popeye. This is the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast. Wherever you are, wherever you may be listening, thank you for hanging out with us today live from the Gene Parmesan Memorial Studios. We're a retro video game podcast where four old friends sit around, drink beer, and talk old school video games. Yeah, I'm Weldy Time. Joining me here in the Gene Parmesan Memorial Studios, he's Mitch.
Snake.
He's Andy.
Hallelujah.
You totally...
God, I was trying to start a chain.
I know. Yeah, you totally missed the prompt on that one. And joining us from the Retro Smash Cup on a String Radio Network, he's Ricky.
Snake!
Got it? He's Ricky, who just totally peaked.
That's Snake after he already hit the ground.
Yeah, that was... We caught a little... I'm sure it probably show up great on your recording, but we heard like a squeak.
Like...
That's all we got.
Look, it was either me doing that or me trying to figure out how to do the exclamation point noise. Is that how it goes?
Get to the do-do-do-do-do. Boop, boop, boop.
They just make random sounds that probably don't even correlate to the fucking game. Here, let me add. Boom.
What are you talking about? My favorite line from the Metal Gear series is when he says, "Hello, I am Detective Snake, and I believe that this case needs to be solved."
What? Is that the Ace Attorney episode?
Objection. There you go. There's your random noise that doesn't quite fit. Objection.
Thank you.
Doesn't he say, "It's a me, Snakey-O"?
Yes. Wow! I'm going to kill some people.
Oh, Jesus.
Can't say kill. It's gonna unalive.
I mean, he's in Smash Brothers, so I mean,
There you
what's
go.
the difference?
He just knocks him out. He doesn't kill him. It's fine.
Yeah, he just knocks them off a ledge and they explode. You know, it's a fate worse than death, almost.
All right, how about we get through the meet and greets of jerking each other off?
Hey, let's not add that in there. We need to do less jerking off and
Why?
stuff
Why? It's
in
men's
the
mental health
in the
month.
podcast. Oh my god! Can we
men's mental health.
I know that I started the podcast off by saying just Google. Okay, that joke was no different than The Big Bang Theory when he was trying to figure out how to teach a room full of girls about science. So he Googled how to get young girls excited, and all of his friends were like, no.
Penny.
He's got added to a list
Oh.
there. We'll jump into it. So, hi guys. We'll start the usual rotation of how we're all doing. Weldy's asked me, Ricky, how are you doing this week? And I say, oh, Weldy, you know, same old. But if this is how things go, I haven't. Actually, this is a lie. I have played video games recently. I've been playing a bunch of those mobile games.
Hold on, I'm still
mobile
reading my
game?
script on what to say now.
I have
Fine.
been playing Gardenscapes and Homescapes. They're pretty cool. And I just started my new job this past week.
Yay!
How's the new job treating you, bud?
How's it going?
New job is going well. I sent out a video and a picture of my new office.
It's huge.
It is a big fucking office, honestly.
I want to paint your office.
It is a big fucking office. I just came back from camping. That was fun. I'm still fighting the urge to scratch all the mosquitoes that ate me up for the weekend.
How drunk did you get?
I threw up no less than 3 times. So I'm very proud of myself for that. You all can laugh, but the whole point of going camping is to get as drunk as possible. And that's exactly what I
You gonna
did.
throw up in your sleeve again?
Ooh. Oh my god.
That's what Billy did. Why do you people keep... I didn't throw up in my sleep. I saved the motherfucker who threw up in his
Or maybe
sleep.
it was your sock. You definitely threw up in your like hoodie or something.
Oh, no, I puked in my shirt.
There
is
you
what
go.
it was.
Oh God.
Oh,
Fun times. Fun
But
times.
no, I'm a lot better at this now. I actually get to make it to the bathroom.
Inexperienced alcoholic.
Andy, what's new with you?
So I realized I kept talking about the Chicago trip. That's not until after this episode airs. Oopsie doozle. So I lied for the past like 2 podcasts that I'm not going to Chicago yet. Oops. Sorry, kids.
I think
I did play a game called Little Kitty Big City. I talked about that last time. So it was kind of like Untitled Goose Game meets Stray. It's nowhere near Stray other than you're a cat that knocks things over. It's more Untitled Goose Game. You're still a cat, I guess, but you're like,
Just wrecking havoc.
yeah, you're
essentially,
like
on-
knocking over paint
Oh,
on
that's
top
like,
of cars.
like what I
and-
said, like Untitled Goose Game and Goat Simulator made a baby.
Kinda. It's not so wacky like Ghost Simulator, but still fun. There's a section where you have to go find all these little ducklings, and they're like one's in a washing machine and one's like
Oh.
in a puddle, like splashing around. And then once you collect all the ducks, they start following you around. And then like the humans in the game are like, oh, cute, and like taking pictures of you. It's pretty cool. And then, but you can also trip the humans, and like fucking cat does, and then like steal their cell phone and run away.
Nice.
Neat little game. Took not that long, like 15, 20 minutes. So I don't know if it's on Xbox, but you can add
it
that
is.
to your little 100%.
It's installed.
Other than that, what have you been up to?
We've added 2 games to the 100% list.
Yeet.
One of them was San Andreas.
Nice.
We were stuck at 99.47% for a while. I sat there. I kept going through Reddit. I kept going through my 100% list. I'm like, what the fuck am I missing? And some guy was like, did you kill your girlfriend and get her key card? I'm like,
Oh, duh.
you're supposed to kill your girlfriend? Oh, okay. Killed her, sure shit. That was the last thing I had to do, and do a little bank heist, and 100%ed it. And then a game recently came out, and I know, Ricky, we talked about this. I was talking about doing it with Hell Let Loose, but I 100%ed a full multiplayer only game. Did it in like 4 days.
Holy
Really?
shit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's called X Defiant. That's pretty fucking cool. You're taking all of Ubisoft games and meshing them into one. So it's got a Watch Dogs class, it's got a Far Cry class. You
Assassin's Creed class.
no, it's got
Oh well, then you have all
Rabbids?
the Ubisoft games.
Tom
Yeah.
Clancy's Division and Splinter Cell, a bunch of different
All
classes.
I heard was no Assassin's Creed, so I don't care.
Oh, okay.
No Assassin's Creed.
That's
New,
okay.
new Assassin's Creed's coming out soon.
Yep, added 2 games to the 100% list, and we are officially at 16 out of 24, right around half year mark. So
Damn.
Nice.
eight more to
Nice.
go. Well, what you been up to, buddy?
Yeah, I heard you've been playing some games. over
I
there finally.
have.
Playing some
I
games, huh?
have. I use the term backdoored. I have
Whoa.
backdoored
Whoa.
myself into another marathon.
Hey,
So okay, giggity
all
giggity.
right.
Backdoor plus 9.
Wait, whoa. There, you gotta make sure you get the DVD before it gets a little
What? You can't even find that anywhere.
I know. So anyway, of course, the
at
past
least a
few weeks
part?
I ran at Retrothon, and then I did my boss battle for climate change run, which went really well. Well, I had seen that they were taking submissions for SNES Superstars on the Speed Gaming channel, which has like 150,000 followers, which is terrifying. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have the mentality or the time to do that. So I didn't put a submission out. But I like watching that kind of stuff. I watch it every year. Like that and GDQ are the two that I will sit and watch speedrun wise. So I was looking at the schedule, and one of the mods was like, hey, here's the schedule for this. Hope everybody's excited. There's a couple spots where it says available. So if you want to move your times around or if you want to add a run, just let me know. Now, this was a week ago. They've had the schedule out for a couple weeks. So a week ago, I look at the schedule and there's a couple spots that say available and this and that. And I'm like, oh, they're looking for spots there. I'm like, I wonder if anybody's going to take those spots. Waited a couple days, nothing. Waited a couple more days, nothing. And those spots were still available. So I reached out to one of the mods and I'm like, hey, I ran at Retrothon, Boss Battle of Climate Change, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have time or if they were going to be conflicting between the marathons, so I didn't submit. However, I saw you had a blurb that said, if you have time, you can submit. I said, I didn't submit, but I speedrun Super Nintendo games too. Is there any way you could still take a last second submission? And he said, sure, that would be helpful. Just submit on the website so you can see what you have. And so I submitted 4 games. I submitted Zombies. I submitted Super Mario Kart. I submitted Jurassic Park, and I submitted Rock and Roll Racing. He fucking threw in 3 of my runs.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, so I get to do the double dip again. I get to double dip Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Jurassic Park.
Nice. I had a question about that.
Yeah.
So I follow Retro Gaming Live. So you post it to them and then they just re-air an episode that you've pre-recorded?
No.
Or you are live doing it?
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay.
So when I stream on Twitch, I sign in with my own Twitch name, and then I sign in, and then OBS connects it.
All right.
But then they're like, we want your screen to look a certain way. Like, we want your game capture screen to be all the way to the left. We want like a blue background. We want your timer in this position. We want your picture down here in the corner. It's super easy to do. It takes like 5 minutes. And then they will do like an audio, but you connect to like their server. So basically, when you're live, you are streaming, but you're streaming through their channel.
Oh, all right.
And they're like switching to you.
Okay.
So as the runners come in, they'll be streaming too. And then whenever it's their turn, they'll switch to them.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so all of this is completely live.
That's what I was wondering. Because I
Yeah.
missed the world climate change thing you said, but you didn't post anything, so I didn't know when it was.
Well, because it happened on a Saturday, and I didn't want to conflict with, because I have a lot of friends, including the Babbler, who streams on Saturday. I didn't want to conflict with hers. And I told her again, I was like, hey, I'm probably not going to make it to this Saturday. She's like, oh, you're in a marathon again? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't want to conflict with your stream. She's like, dude, just tell me. This bashful shit's getting old. I'm like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's like I said, I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, she wants to support you just as much as you support her.
Right, but it's like I don't want to take away from anybody else. Yeah, it's to hang out, but it's to try to get some exposure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't blame you for that.
So,
Gotta make some money.
Shout out to the Babblers for following me on Twitch. Thank you.
yeah, Team Babblers.
Team Babblers.
Yes. So, yeah, I actually, in my training, I hit the sub 37 on Super Mario Kart with Koopa Troopa, which on speedrun.com would put me 15th fastest all time.
Nice.
And
Jesus.
that's with a low-level character.
Yeah, no crap.
The world record's like 29 minutes, but that's KVH, and he's from the Netherlands, and he's a god at Super Mario Kart. He holds every world record at Super Mario Kart. Like, it's stupid. He also runs as Donkey Kong. They run as Donkey Kong or Bowser, which is the
big fat guys. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how I usually
but
play.
handling's not good, but you have the best top speed.
Yep.
So as long as you get
Don't knock anything.
yeah, you don't hit anything, you get your acceleration from the gate. At least Koopa Troopa, the acceleration is better, but the top speed's not great.
Yeah.
So I hit 36 minutes and 50 seconds for all 20 tracks yesterday.
That's still crazy.
That's awesome, dude.
I was excited. Thank you.
Jumping into the drinking.
What we all drinking?
I am drinking one of those tall boys of the Red's Wicket. It is the Sour Apple. It's 8%.
Pretty
Oh.
good.
8.
And it is 24 ounces.
Dang, that sounds really good right now. I'm not going to lie.
The liquor store right around the corner from my house has a what they call a survivor shelf. So if a case happens to explode and, you know, they can't sell those cases, they get dented up, they'll put them on a shelf and they'll sell them for for $1.
They'll break a case down and then sell the singles.
Oh.
It's like a 12-pack breaks, like 2 of them break. Instead of tossing the whole 12-pack out, they'll sacrifice the other 10.
But that, I mean, yeah, I can understand that, but the word he used was explodes?
Well, I
Explosions?
mean, a beer when it falls on the ground makes a pretty big explosion.
If it's hot enough and you leave that shit out in the sun, yes, it will do that.
I've definitely had a beer in my car. It was a hot summer day, and the whole top of it exploded and made a gigantic mess in my car. I did not drink anything, but damn did I smell like I was drinking because there was just beer everywhere in my car. So I was like, God damn.
What's worse, that or my night of turning 21?
Well, your vomit kind of ended up inside my window, like roll down section. So I'm sure there's like chunks of your DNA still in my window compartment.
Man, drunk me thought I was golden, getting it all out the window. Vomited right into my brother's mouth. Hey, Weldy, what you drinking, bud?
I am drinking Leinenkugels this evening. I'm on my second Leinenkugel Summer Shandy, and it's like I was telling these guys before we got on the call, they've been whispering to me like the Green Goblin's mask for the past 3 days.
Andy, what you got?
I'm drinking New Amsterdam Wild Card Original Hard Lemonade. There's a disco, and it's outdated, and I bought it because it was like $3 instead of the normal 20.
Dang.
So I was like, get these. I'll drink these.
Nice.
It tastes like ass, but it'll get you drunk.
It tastes like...
It'll get you drunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think they scrapped that tagline. It tastes like ass, but it will get you drunk.
Nice.
Nice.
Mitch, where are your rum and Coke over here?
So I just finished off a Kraken and Coke Zero rum and Coke, and then I'm currently working on some Mountain Dew Baja Blast Hards Zero Sugar. I got a pineapple and then the original Baja Blast.
Now available in Indiana, finally.
Now available in
I
Indiana.
saw that. I have not made it to the liquor store to get any.
They are too good, too damn good.
And the game of the week.
Yay, you
I'm
guys.
going to grab a beer while you're doing that.
You guys ready for your game?
No.
Good. All right, let's do this. Is it this or is it
Is it
that?
that?
These jabronis don't kick over my beer as you walk out. Have to chew.
Kick it over on the way back in.
Yeah, don't
Punt
kick-
that fucker.
No, don't kick my
Punt
beer
his
over.
Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugel.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Field goal.
All right, so your category for this week, and that snakes you larger than life. Ah.
Snake. Snake. What's going on? Snake. Snake.
So I'm going to give you a list of 7 names. You have to tell me if each of the names on the list is either a character from the Metal Gear Solid series.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Just watched
That's a lot of
I know
games.
Ricky just watched a 6-hour video on this, so
Right.
let's see if he wipes the floor.
Or a member of a late 90s, early 2000s boy band.
Please bring it.
O-Town, NSYNC.
Yes.
That's all I got. Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, y'all fucking done it
What
now.
about the Beastie Boys?
The Beastie Boys are not a boy band.
They're definitely a bunch of boys.
Bunch of boys
They're
in a
beasties.
band. That's pretty much boy band.
Why wouldn't they be a boy band? They're a group of boys in a band.
So Guar is a boy band?
Yes.
Just like,
Yes.
you know, rampage missions aren't rampage missions.
You're still going to be salty about
I'm
that,
going.
aren't you?
I am going to.
Good. I hope you're salty forever. Number 1, Stanley Wayne DeMarcus Jr.
Like a boy band.
Okay, a
member.
member of a boy band. Okay.
Yeah, no. So it's a character from the Metal Gear series or a member
Of a boy band.
of a 90s, 2000s boy band.
Crap. Okay, boy band.
Okay.
I'm saying boy band.
It is boy band.
Okay, let's go.
You probably don't recognize him because you don't listen to country, but Stanley Wayne J. DeMarcus was in Rascal Flatts,
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
which was essentially the first country boy band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Beastie Boys isn't a boy band.
Number 2, Kaz Miller.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's Metal Gear.
Yes,
There you go.
Kazuhira is Colonel Miller's son, was in 2, Metal Gear 4,
5.
Solid 5, Sons of Liberty. Okay, now, that was the toss-up, because from Kaz Miller, we go number 3, Dan Miller.
Boy band.
I'm gonna stay in the game.
That's a boy band.
Yes, he was a boy band. One of the 5 members of O-Town.
Oh.
Oh. Number 4, Jeff Timmons.
I'm gonna go Metal Gear. Fuck it.
Game.
Boy band.
Boy band.
Yeah, I'm kicking ass.
Yeah. I will give you a point if you can tell me what band he was in.
I'm gonna go Linkin
Say his
Park.
name one more time.
Linkin Park.
Jeff Timmons. If you can tell me what boy band he was in, I'll give you an extra point.
98 degrees.
Okay. Go with your own, or you can agree.
God damn it. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Fuck it. Whatever.
Just to shoot at the boy band out there.
New Kids on the Block.
That's a good one.
It was 98 degrees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cooking over here.
That's why I said you can piggyback off someone else's answer if you want. I kind of laid that pretty thick. Number 5, Carlos Esmeralda.
I think that's game.
Santana.
Yeah, it's a game.
Be-do-do-do-do.
I hope it's game. You went boy band last.
I'm going game.
Game also.
Yes, El Mariachi was cut out of the game before Metal Gear Solid.
Wow.
Number 6, Matt Campbell.
Ooh. Game.
Game.
Boy band.
It was a game. Metal Gear
You're
Solid
sweeping
and
this
Metal Gear
shit.
Solid. I did not take very good notes on this. I have Metal Gear Solid PO for initials.
Nope. No, don't clue.
Phantom.
All right.
Opera.
Yeah. Yes. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Boy band. Oh no. Shit. Fuck. Let's try again. 3, 2, 1. He was in Metal Gear. He was in Metal Gear Solid and one of the sequels. And number 7, Josh Scott Chazez.
Shaz's game.
I'm going boy band.
I'm gonna go boy band.
It was a boy band. Damn.
You almost swept it, bud.
And I can give you a point if you can tell me what boy band. And you are going to kick yourself when you
NSYNC.
find out. Okay?
Backstreet.
I'm gonna kick myself. Beastie Boys. Fuck you.
It was insane. Yes. JC.
Yes.
JC, Josh Scott Chazez, or JC Chazez from
I
NSYNC.
think this is like a legendary performance from Andy.
Yeah.
It
Minus the
was.
one
I think
missed
this might be the
question. He
first
nailed
time
both
I've-
bands.
Yeah.
I believe I had 7 points. I don't know if he's keeping track like he does.
You should have 8.
I missed the first one.
You had 8.
You got both bands. You only missed one question.
What'd you have, Ricky?
Me and Mitch both got 5.
Oh, hey, I still won.
Hey,
I'll take it.
nice.
Yeah, no shit. We said you did it.
I just want to brag.
it in. Just rub it in.
I will have you know, had I taken a little more time and done it, I had a secondary dis or dat for this week, and it would have been legendary, but I might save it for next week. It was quotes from the Metal Gear Solid series or things Randy Quaid has tweeted.
That might be a fun one.
That would have been great. Okay, so I wanted to use Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga has some outrageous dialogue
Yes,
in it.
yes.
It is phenomenal. I think that would be a good to go against things Randy Quaid has tweeted, which is why I kind of wish that Steven Seagal had a Twitter, because then I'm going to have another episode of Or Steven Seagal, which I mean, I only break out Or Steven Seagal in very special occasions. We're over the 4th of July mark. We'll save it for Christmas. All right. Who wants to jump it?
I have
Snake?
Snake.
Snake.
I have a breakdown. I'm going to break it down. I wrote the entire series in a page and a half, so I'm going to smash this down.
Oh,
Make it
boy.
happen.
I want to give first off a shout out to Dan H. Streetcar, a Patreon member, for letting us do this episode. Thank you so much. If you would also like to have an episode played from us, you can give us $5. We can make that happen. In the
Make it
meantime,
happen,
we're going to
baby.
promote the rest of this. $1 will get you a shout out. $3 will get you some Ricky Ramblings. That's our behind the scenes episodes. You can hear about Weldy's favorite elementary game if you sign up for that.
My favorite. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That was a good one. $5, you can request the game, and we'll do an episode for you. And then $10, if I have any T-shirts left, you can get a free T-shirt. So, well, I guess a $10
Kinda-
T-shirt, but
kinda
whatever.
free.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Okay, so I watched like a 30-minute video. I'm going to leave out a lot of the crap. This is just like the main hit points of how this whole entire series plays out. So, America, China, and Russia form a secret organization that breaks up in 1964. John / Naked Snake is tasked with rescuing one of the club's members. He is part of the group called Fox. His boss, amply named The Boss, betrays him for the Soviet Union, blows up a Soviet base to frame Fox. However, she is a double agent and actually sets up Naked Snake to be a hero by having him kill her, which Naked Snake is then promoted to Big Boss. We followed so far.
Big balls.
Big boss man.
Wait, hold on. While you're reading this, I kind of wish we would have had like a Pee Wee Herman secret word, so that whenever you say the secret word between like me,
Yeah, take a
Mitch,
shot.
between me, Mitch, and Ricky, we just he said the secret word.
Let's do either Snake or Boss. This is going to be your main
No,
trick
because
shot.
it's got to be a secret between me, Mitch, and Ricky. Ricky, but it's too late now.
Whatever. Okay, take a shot every time I say boss.
That clearly doesn't work anymore.
Andy's like, I gotta find the one word that pops up the most.
After Naked Snake is promoted to Big Boss, there is a major named Zero, Big Boss himself, and another guy named Revolver Ocelot recreate that secret organization and rename it as the Patriots. Zero drops out of the Patriots, takes Big Boss's DNA and recreates some clones. Those clones' names are Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, and Solidus Snake. More on them later. During this time, Big Boss goes to Costa Rica to deal with a nuclear deterrent that is named the Peace Walker. After he takes care of the Peace Walker, he creates his own deterrent on Outer Haven. During that time, Big Boss is in an explosion. He survives, but he convinces another guy to pretend to be him. That guy's name is Punished Venom Snake. So we got a lot of snakes in this game.
It's a lot of snakes.
Yeah.
This is when the first
snakes.
NES...
Why does that have to be snakes?
Yes, of course.
Oh, sorry, wrong franchise.
The first NES game now starts up. Solid Snake, who is the clone, he's being tasked to take care of Big Boss. Big Boss has created a Metal Gear TX55, who is eliminate nuclear deterrent. It's like a nuclear deterrent. Stop nuclear war. He kills Big Boss, but that Big Boss is actually the Punished Venom Snake from Metal Gear 5. So Solid Snake then goes to Central Asia to deal with the actual real Big Boss in a place called Zanzibar. He kills that Big Boss, or so you thought. Also, more on that in a minute.
Oh, shit.
It gets all twisted.
Dun, dun, dun.
Liquid Snake is then introduced. He creates Metal Gear Rex and wants to take out Fox. Solid Snake kills him and then is introduced to the president of the USA, which is actually the third clone, Solidus Snake.
Holy shit.
Surprise, surprise.
The solidest of all solids.
This is where things get extra.
Sounds like a poop joke.
It's the extra solid. It's like
Poop jokes aren't my favorite, but they are number two.
this is where things get stupid and
Oh, this is where things
yes,
get stupid.
if it wasn't already stupid. So Liquid Snake's DNA mixes with Ocelot from the guy from earlier. Raiden is introduced. He takes out President Solidus Snake. Solid Snake now goes by Old Snake. Old Snake kills the Ocelot Liquid hybrid, then meets the original Big Boss. Big Boss dies of old age in front of him, and then Solid Snake goes to beat up a plumber and an anamorphic space fox. The end.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is like 15 games I smashed in like 2 minutes. I missed a fuck ton of stuff. I did not touch Psycho Mantis or Vaz and a bunch of other stuff. So, what you got?
He's like, that's it, bitches.
Ricky watched 6 hours, so I'm sure Ricky has actually more detailed stuff. So, Ricky, where are you at?
All right, so I did watch about 6 hours worth of Metal Gear, the timeline, the story, the synopsis. I took zero notes because I was like, I can remember most of the stuff. I don't remember most of it, but I do remember that there was a lot of cloning involved.
Yep.
I also remember that there was a lot of backstabbing and triple agenting and quadruple agenting and, looks like I was an agent for this organization. I was actually it was a lot of that. It was a pretty wild event watching how Snake became Big Boss. And then he dies eventually from the fucking... There's like some weird virus that Solid Snake carries, and he passes it on to Big Boss. It's like a bunch of people in the Fox group that anytime he came in contact with them, he was just killing them left and right. And then he was worried about like passing it on to other people randomly. And it was like, nope, once you die, it dies fucking with you whenever that happens. And then Big Boss succumbed to it finally, which was great because that motherfucker supposedly died like 16 times throughout all the games. It was wild.
It sounds like a Spanish soap opera a little bit when you think about it.
Kind of.
A lot of, but it was actually Carlos.
Well, there was a lot of retconning because Kojima did not plan to make anything past, I think it was like either 2 or 3 for Metal Gear. He planned on being done, and then it was so big and popular that people were like, well, what about this storyline? And what about this? And what about this? And he was like, God damn it, now I gotta figure this shit out. So he had to go back and rewrite a bunch of the games. So it like wrapped up some shit. And then he ended up like, they just kept making sequels, and he's like, God damn it, I just gotta keep writing these characters into different scenarios to make this shit make sense.
It's like Toy Story a little bit, where it's like it should have ended at 1. It's like, crap, now I have to write a sequel. Crap, now I have to write a third one. This is going to be the end all be all.
Yeah.
Crap, they want a fourth one?
Well, the way like the storyline jumps, it's like,
exactly.
prequel. Oh, this is a sequel. Oh, this is another prequel to the prequel, and then sequel to the prequel to the sequel to the prequel.
Yeah. There's like Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games. There's like Game Boy games, the PlayStation games. And I'm not knocking it because honestly, watching it yesterday, me me and the missus set up and watched quite a bit of over the last couple of days, actually. And we were just watching this, and I was like, God fucking damn, this shit is so such a
convoluted
storyline to follow with. It's so far up its own ass that I love it. I fucking love it. I just finished watching a 22-hour-long gameplay of GTA 5 because that's what I fall asleep to. I was like, I can find someone who plays all these Metal Gear games, and I could probably fall asleep to that shit. I think I can osmosis it into my fucking brain.
I think this is more convoluted than the storyline for Castlevania.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah,
it's up there. With
in the Castlevania storyline is extremely convoluted because I think there's more games in the Castlevania series that are non-canon. Like Castlevania 64 is non-canon.
Yeah.
By the way, Castlevania 64, one of the most disappointing games I've ever played in my life.
Go say.
I wanted that game to be so good. I wanted it to be so good, and God, it sucked.
Have any of you guys played any of the Metal Gear games?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're talking a lot about watching Metal Gear, but
The one that I played, it was one of the only video games that I think I played by complete accident.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Oh boy, I'm glad you asked. So I was about 10 years old, right? There's a flea market that happens here in our hometown. We used to go there with my family every Sunday. Actually, I got quite a bit between that and the antique mall. I got a lot of the stuff you actually see in here.
Camera's coming soon.
Yeah, okay, camera's coming soon. Yeah, hopefully it'll be looking a lot better than this. But anyway, so we go to the antique mall and we go to the flea market and I see a Metal Gear game. And all my friends are all about, oh, Metal Gear is awesome. The Metal Gear series is great. You got to play it. So I'm like, okay, I see Metal Gear on there, $10.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, not bad for 99, 2000.
Yeah.
I buy it, I pop it in. It's not in the series. It is a non-canon game. It's the VR missions. And I played the hell out of that game. And I think now, me being a speedrunner, I know why I liked that game so much because there's no goddamn lore.
Yeah.
There's no storyline. It's just, hey, you want to jump into this? Here's 15 levels of sneaking missions. Now you get to do the same thing, but with a SoCal gun. Now you get to do the same thing with claymores. Now you get to do the same thing, but now there's 20 additional levels. Here's a medium mode. And you clear all those, like AK-47. And you clear all of those levels. It's point A to point B, and there's no lore, and it's just down straight home, good old-fashioned gameplay.
No wonder it was $10.
Yeah.
it was a great buy.
It was a great buy because it captivated me because I was like, oh man, there's no story to this. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. And I ended up playing the whole thing, and it was fun as hell. I remember very vividly at the very end of the game, there was like one of those, like the minions or whatever. There was a 30-foot tall one I had to take out with a bazooka.
You should have a fucking bazooka.
Yeah, and it was great. And I'm like, okay, this is a blast. But yeah, other than the VR missions, never delved into it. I'm planning on getting the original trilogy for the PS5 if I can find a physical hard copy for it. But since Father's Day is coming up, I want to go to large city near where we're recording this and see if I can find a physical copy for it at like GameStop or something. And then I will sit and play, and maybe at the end of the year, I can give a review. But of course, I have speed runs. I have gaming debts to pay back to people. So it might end up inherently at the end on the nursing home backlog.
Nursing home backlog. I know you took lead on this. I just want to know what kind of games did you play, Andy?
I originally got into it with the, I believe, GameCube remake of the PlayStation version. That was one of the craziest games I've ever played because I was just like, the amount of stuff you can get involved with. Like, if you smoked a cigarette, it would show the laser beams and stuff.
VR missions had that.
Yeah. Well, that was part of the staple.
I know.
That's
I'm trying to talk up VR missions because it's not part of the main storyline, but I still loved it. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's great."
Whatever.
I'm like, I liked it. It was real to me.
And that had Psycho Mantis in it, and in the remake, so in the original PlayStation version, he would read your memory card and be like, "Oh, I see you like to play whatever."
Yep.
Yeah, he would say stuff about other Capcom games. He'd be like, "Oh, I see that you like to play Castlevania,
Yes, there you go.
fucking nerd."
It was the same thing in the GameCube, but then you'd unplug it from port 1 to port 2, and then you could beat Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, I've seen shit about that. Sorry.
No, it's just weird because you're like, who the fuck thought of this? Like, obviously Kojima, but like kind of wild, crazy stuff. And then like there's so many weird Easter egg things too. Like you're crawling through a vent and you can see, I can't remember the girl's name, Maria or whatever. She's like doing exercises in there. And then if you like come back, she does another exercise and you like keep doing things. Eventually her pants come off and she's in her panties.
Whoa!
It's like, what the fuck?
Pervert.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Metal Gear.
There was one where like you get in a locker and you could, if you stared at the picture for so long,
You start hearing fucking like
Yeah, you hear something, and it's not very age appropriate.
There's like the dude who pees his pants. It's fucking. It gets perverted. Even in the newer one with the Metal Gear 5, where you're like smoking vapes to make time go fast.
Smoking vapes.
Snake kept up with time.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Instead of the box that you normally like hide in, like he does.
Oh, you mean like you can get in VR missions?
Yes. There's you can get into this like anime girl box, and then the dudes are like, "Oh, hello," and then you could taunt them from being an anime girl. It's so stupid and perverted. It's all over the place. You can stare at the girl's tits for too long, and she's like, "Stop looking at me," and then she like turns red the longer you stare at her. I don't know. Then you go into like newer Kojima games with the guy from The Walking Dead.
Norman Reedus,
Yes, Norman Reedus. He's in
Death Stranding.
Yes. So if you like stare at his crotch for too long, he like gets mad and punches you in the face. I don't know. Kojima's a fucking pervert. Whatever.
I could be completely. Was he any part of Lollipop Chainsaw? Because there was a lot of fucked up shit in Lollipop Chainsaw.
I'm sure there's like some references.
I remember there was an achievement. If you get the camera angle just right, you can look up her skirt, and then she would
he
get
wasn't
pissy.
part of that. No,
No?
I don't think it's him being a pervert. I think it's he knows gamers.
Yeah.
He knows gamers and what they're gonna do. So
Drake or Kojima, same thing.
Let's not add that in there. Thanks.
Say Kojima. I hear you like him young.
Hey, let's not put that in there either.
Solid Snake, fuck him up. Wop 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 wop.
So played the Metal Gear 5. There's an upgrade that you can do, and it will shoot your fist out like a homing missile, and you just kind of follow your fist and it just like punches people.
Like from the Batman games where you throw your batarang.
Yes, so you're like following your fist, and you can control the fist where it goes, and you just like punch somebody in the mouth. If you ever get the second, watch Donkey.
Okay.
Video game Donkey. He has like 3 or 4 Metal Gear videos, and they're hilarious. There's another upgrade you can do where you toss out a balloon version of yourself, but you can put like 20 of them out there, and then the soldier's like, whoa, which one's the real one? I don't know. It's dumb. But the whole Metal Gear series has always just been fucking stupid, and there's always been like weird, stupid stuff. Snake Eater, I played that one too. There's an old man, his name's The Truth or something like that, the game. No, his name's The End. There's an old man, his name's The End. He's a sniper, but he's an old man. So if you want to, you can pause the game, turn the game off, turn your console to a week later, and then turn the game back on for your save, and then he dies because he died of old age.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
That's like fucking intuitive though, like how they
Yes.
thought about all that shit
Like,
back
who
then.
has the brains to be like, oh, we should do this?
Well, if we fuck with the time settings on the console, we could fuck this guy
Yes.
up.
I feel like the game was set up to make you want to break it. Snake Eater's a really good one because, like, you can wear different camouflage. You can go out there and just be butt-ass naked, and then soldiers will be like, what the fuck are you... like, what are you doing? Like... You're obviously not hiding, but you could wear like weird camouflage and just sit in a pond and no one would even know you're sitting there. You're like breathing on them. Well, then Metal Gear 4, there was a statue one, so you could get up on a pedestal and you'd look like a statue and people would just walk past you, not knowing that you're you. And then you just jump off and fucking kill them.
Oh, nice.
Ricky, did you ever play any of the Metal Gear games?
I did not, unfortunately. I wish I would have. It was just one of those games I just didn't get around to playing, unfortunately. But I know that they're full of hella memes.
Yeah.
That much I do know. I know one of them is fucking Senator Armstrong from the most recent Metal Gear game. It's just like nonstop of just him being fucking, I made it the fuck up.
Well, there's some like weird pre-Trump stuff in that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna make America great again.
It's very fucking weird, but yeah.
Oh.
But no, I didn't get to play any of the Metal Gear games. I got to play as Snake in Super Smash Brothers, so I guess that should count for something.
There you go.
Mitch, did you ever play any of them?
I did. I played, I think, 3 or 4 whenever Xbox started doing the games with gold. They dropped one of them for free, and I had just finished the Hitman games, and I was like, I fucking hate stealth games. And I was like,
What
but Absolution
Hitman?
was so much fun.
Absolution was great.
So I was like, I'll check this out. People say it's stealthy, and it was so much fun fucking around, being stupid.
By the way, kids, if you want to play Hitman, just remember, there are no witnesses if there aren't any witnesses.
Absolutely. Yeah, played, I believe, I don't remember which one was Game with Gold back then. It was either 4 or 3, and then I played 5. I didn't play them all through completion. I just, messing around. I was like, oh, this is cool, but I didn't grab my attention enough to want me to finish it. Now I kind of want to go back just hearing all the funny stuff, but yeah, that's my experience with it. I need to go back and play these games all the way through.
I do want to bring up a few other meme things. Metal Gear 4 is notorious for the ladder where You're just climbing a silo. It's like a 2-minute fucking thing. We're just pushing up, and this long ass song is playing. And then later on in the game, like explosions and stuff are going off, and you're full of like radiation. You're just like, I just gotta crawl to the end. It's so close. But it's like a quick time thing. You're just smashing X for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
It's
boy.
so stupid. I hate it. Again, it's just like, why is this in this game? It's worth the play. I recommend any of the games. Bob, sorry, most of the main story games.
Yeah, fuck the VR game.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you that. The 2 collections have come out. So would you recommend getting like 1, 2, and 3 for like a
Yes.
PS5?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Because I mean, I've been eyeballing it, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I would like those or not. So
3
you,
is where it gets, again, the weirdest. You got Liquid, Snake, and Raiden's in there, and it just goes off the fucking rails. Like,
Okay.
it's super wacko.
oh, man, I've got to play a game with lore. Damn it.
You know, I mean, you don't have to really pay attention. I'll be honest, like Metal Gear 4 and 5, I just zipped through it. Wasn't paying attention to half the shit that was going on.
Right.
Especially 5, where you're just like, oh, there's this skull dude, and he takes his mask off, and there's another mask.
Oh,
Who the fuck is
Rey
this guy?
Mysterio. What the fuck?
It's like when Sting took off his Sting mask and he revealed he was Sting,
so
and
like-
nobody knew.
It's like a fucking 20-minute car ride, and then you like try to skip forward, and then it's like, nope, restart all over, and you're like, God damn it.
Oh.
That's whenever you're like 10 minutes through the 20 minutes, you're like, all right, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
But I
so
mean, if
weird
I don't have to
and
really pay that close of attention, I mean, I can pay a little bit. But it was like you brought up a good game. You brought up Hitman Absolution. Man, I could tell you that game was a blast. I don't know if I'd play it again. It was fun, but I can't tell you anything about the plot. Like I don't remember. All I remember is sneaking around, killing people. And if this is the same way, then yeah, sign me up. Maybe it's just me.
Well, see, back then when I was a younger lad than I am young now, it was Call of Duty, go, 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 go. So you go to, let's slow it down, let's be stealthy. I'm sitting there trying to go balls to the wall. Like, oh, I max prestige in Modern Warfare 2. I fuck this shit. Oh, I'm dead. And then 2 hours later, I'm like cussing out my TV. I'm like, why do I keep fucking dying? I just didn't have the patience back then
Did
for
you
it.
ever start playing Hotline Miami? Because if you were a Call of Duty player and you think you're just going to rush in, yeah, games like that where it takes precision and planning a little bit ahead, you know, like Hitman or Metal Gear or Hotline Miami, kind of all have the same kind of...
I always plan my next move whenever I'm like playing X to Fight. I was 100% of that. Like, I found myself a lot like, okay, this is calm. Oh, if we're playing domination or something, like, oh, we can't get B. If we keep going to B, we're going to keep fucking dying. So, oh, I'm going to go take their other point. Like, thinking ahead or trying to think, oh, okay, maybe if I sneak here or whatever. That's how my brain works now. But back then, it was, I'm going to run into action and I'm going to fucking
You're
die.
going to Leroy Jenkins it.
My KD is going to be in the negative somehow.
By the way, Mitch, in case you're too young, Leroy Jenkins was a meme.
I know.
Okay, I just like doing that every now and then just to...
keep it on your toes.
You know how I know that? Because I can't wait to do this episode next year. It was massive in Left 4 Dead 2. There was a big meme in Left 4 Dead 2. If you popped an adrenaline, guy would yell, Leroy! And he'd take off.
By the way, I just always love the fact that he's like, we got a 33% chance survival. Well, that's better than what we normally do. And the guy just like, all right, hold up, let's do this.
Yeah.
Valve Games next episode.
Valve is next, but I want to do Left 4 Dead 2 next year. Just Left 4 Dead 2 next year.
All right, any fun facts, Mitch?
Oh, I got plenty of fun facts. I got a double pager here because I kept finding them. They kept getting funny.
It's tons of Easter eggs.
So much shit. 17 total games. Start out with that. Snake is fluent in 6 languages: French, Russian, and other Slovakian languages. His IQ is over 180. He shows up in Silent Hill 3 in a wall as a corpse. You can take the silencer from him and put it on your pistol.
I didn't know that.
This one, I know it's story related, but I just kind of thought it was neat. Eva was his surrogate mother who gave birth to him and his brothers. Father was Big Boss, and the egg used was from Dr. Clark's Japanese assistant. His original character model was after Mel Gibson, and now his physique was to replicate Jean-Claude Van Damme and his face to look like Christopher Walken's.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Mel Gibson?
Yes, sir. He's fact-checking me now.
I am.
I am.
Because the character is based off of Snake Plissken, who is Kurt Russell from Escape from L.A. and Escape from New York.
Maybe we got different games, but the link I got was saying
Your
it was-
link is incorrect because take a look at Snake Plissken.
Why did you say that like the comic book guy? Your link is incorrect.
I seen that. That's a newer game. This is from the older game.
No, Snake Plissken has always had the eye patch. This is Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken. This is the newest Metal Gear guy, but it's always been based off of Snake Plissken, hence the name Snake. It's based off of Escape from L.A. and Escape from New York.
I will find my fact check on this and I will get back with you because
Tell them they're
is where
fired.
I got it. So this one you might be conflicted too because I think you said he had a different main name, but this is what I found. Main name David does not come come from the voice actor David Hayter, but that rather from the other projects from Hideo Kojima, like 2001 Space Odyssey, and then another character from Police Notes, Dave.
Yep, that was another Kojima game.
I can now let you do that, Dave.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, if you put the Konami code in, you hear Snake asking you, "What the hell are you doing?"
That's cool.
In the Japanese version of Scribblenauts, if you type Solid Snake, you get one of two versions of Snake. You can get old with the AR or young with the tranquilizer. I think this is my favorite one. David Hayter, the voice actor for Solid Snake, wrote the script for X-Men as well as co-wrote X-Men 2. He was supposed to write the script for Black Widow but never came to life, and his daughter's name, Natasha, comes from that. David Hayter had to re-audition for Snake every time he went to do a new game because the creators wanted Kurt Russell to do it.
See, there you go. There's Kurt Russell.
That's that. Metal Gear Solid 5, I may have botched his name. Kiefer Sutherland takes over.
So Kiefer Sutherland is the voice of that version of Big Boss.
In Smash Bros, if you hit attack and release at the right time, you'll see Snake talk to somebody in codec about how he feels about the opponent he is playing. Here's a couple notes. He likes Captain Falcon, he is amused by Samus, and he hates Sonic, as hedgehogs are notorious for eating snakes. And if you are killed in a codec, so while he's talking about the other character, you hear the person on the call go, "Snake, what's going on? Snake? Snake!"
That's funny. You can talk about his not butt in
It's in there. It's in there. Snake appeared in a commercial alongside Colonel Campbell in 2016 about the Ford Focus SE.
Yep.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate received...
Wait, hold on. I'm time out. You say a 2016 Ford Focus?
SE.
SE. That was the same rent-a-car that my wife and I had when we went on our honeymoon to Disney World.
Weird.
That's so weird that this came full circle. Sorry, I just had to throw that
You're
out
good.
there.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate received hate for Snake having no ass, as they nerfed his ass.
Yeah. He ain't got no cheeks left.
And then, random side note, Snake smokes unfiltered Lucky Stripes in the game.
Oh, yep.
And then a little bonus, not related to the storyline at all, but more of a personal. Me and my brother's gamer tags and my Twitch account is based off of this game. What?
Liquid Dukes and Solid Dukes?
Every time somebody asks me about my gamer tag, they're like, liquid shits. I'm like, go fuck yourself. No. It's based off of Metal Gear, you piece of shit. So my brother is Solid Dukes, I'm Liquid Dukes. And technically, my nephew is Toxic Dukes, to have a play on words with that. So.
Oh, that's good. Neat.
Yeah, Solid, Liquid, and Toxic. So, yeah, little family trio of Metal Gear gamer tags.
Happy time, people.
Oh, here we go. Happy time, people. Happy 23rd birthday, the Game Boy Advance.
That's as old as me.
It is. Launched June 11th. June 11th, 23 years ago. The 4 starter titles were Super Mario Advance, of course, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, Rayman Advance, and Iridion? Iridion? I've never heard of that game. Iridion 3D. Happy Trails, Joey Chestnut's next hot dog eating title.
Oh, I've seen that, yep.
Yes, he's been banned from the 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest for representing the vegan meat brand Impossible Foods.
He is only banned from competing. That has been updated.
He's going to do apparently a Netflix one-on-one versus Kobayashi around Labor Day. And I'm kind of curious how that's going to go because...
Who I have to
go
say,
ahead.
those guys have been competitors. They've been like longtime rivals. But Kobayashi earlier this year, announced his retirement, and he did it in the most baller fucking way ever by saying, "I no longer feel hunger." And it's like, all right, I respect that. I'm excited for this Netflix special so I could be completely disgusted by both of them.
16-time champion, right? 16 times in a row.
Well, he didn't win them all in a row because the trivia question of the day is there was at least 20 between him and Kobayashi, but there was one in there. He was referenced in our San Andreas.
Listen to
episode.
our last
It was Weldy.
episode, 2
It
episodes
was not
ago.
Weldy, even though I did get 10 in 10 minutes. That's my best.
Damn. Did you do the dunk in the water?
Oh God, no. I did the eat and I drank the fruit punch. Like I tried dunking it in the water one time and the soggy bread was just luckily that was the first dog I had. If I would have tried that like 8 or 9 dogs in, I probably would have thrown up all over Main Street. It would have been bad. No, Matt Stoney.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Matt Stoney. He ate Big Smoke's order, ate a turducken in 23 minutes. And
What's a turducken, Mitch?
one of the greatest. He tried to eat 4 pounds of
Turkey, duck, and chicken.
Yes, you got it.
Yeah, very good. He tried to eat 4 pounds of Pop Rocks, too.
Yeah.
If you want an ASMR video, watch him try to eat 4 pounds of Pop Rocks. By the way, that's the only one where he doesn't even come close. Happy 31st anniversary Jurassic Park.
Wow.
One of the most successful blockbusters ever made and a landmark in digital effects.
Damn.
Happy 40th anniversary. 2 movies that were released on the same day. Gremlins
Oh,
Hey.
wait.
and Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, released on the same day.
That's legendary right there.
It
Right?
is.
What the fuck?
Happy 34th anniversary. This one's absolutely going to tear my heart out. Happy 34th anniversary, Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Florida. That one hurts the most because now it's just all warehouses, and I think like the Blue Man Group plays there now.
Nice.
I do have one.
Go for it.
Happy Trails, Pat Sajak, retired Wheel of Fortune host after 40 years.
I got one. I may botch the name. Happy Trails, Jerry West, the guy behind the NBA logo, passed away recently, age of 86.
Weird.
He was the logo for the NBA. I believe he was the reason for Kobe and Shaq becoming teammates. I think he drafted and traded for both. I think he was GM for the Lakers for a long time, too. He recently passed away. So happy trails to Jerry West.
This might be the most weird coincidence ever, but happy 50th anniversary 10-cent beer night.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard
Uh-huh.
about this. I listened to Stuff You Should Know episode on this.
And if you haven't listened to the stuff you should know, 10-cent beer night was a promotion held by the Indians during a game against the Texas Rangers at Cleveland Stadium on June 4th, 1974.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, the promotion was meant to improve attendance at the game by offering cups of low alcohol beer for 10 cents each, which, by the way, for those of you keeping score at home, that's the equivalent of 62 cents. In today's a substantial
I can go for
discount on the
some
regular
62
price
cent
of
beers.
65 cents,
Versus $5 beers.
with a limit of 6 beers per purchase, but with no limit on the number of purchases made near the game.
What?
Yes.
You gotta buy 6 at a time.
So the story was 6 days before that happened, there was a bench clearing brawl between the two teams. And the manager for the Rangers, they had asked him, "You're going to play in Cleveland in a couple days. Do you think there's going to be any retaliation?" And he says, "No, because they don't ever put any fans in the stands to retaliate." Well, the owner of the Indians at the time caught wind of this and decided to have 10-cent beer night.
Yeah, screw tickets at that point. Screw the baseball game. I'm going for 10-cent beer,
Yeah.
baby.
Had problems from the beginning.
Yeah, you don't say. Problems from the beginning.
Yeah, the Rangers quickly took a 5-1 lead. Throughout the game, the increasingly inebriated crowd grew more unruly. There was fans that ran onto the stand. A woman ran onto the Indians on deck circle, flashed her breast,
Yeah,
and tried to
sure.
kiss umpire Nestor Chalik, who was not in a kissing mood. As there was a second home run of the game, a naked man sprinted to second base and slid in, probably getting dirt in places
It
unsuitable
was the
for
70s.
speculation.
Everyone was streaking.
One inning later, a father and son pair ran on the field and mooned the fans in the bleachers.
Again.
Father and son.
Fans brought firecrackers, which they set off in the stands and threw on the field.
Jesus.
As the game progressed, more fans ran onto the field and disrupted play. Rangers first baseman Mike Hargrove was pelted with hot dogs, spat at, and at one point nearly struck by an empty gallon jug of Thunderbird. Good God.
That's some
By
old
the
wine.
seventh inning, families and those fans
Wait.
who remained sober had mostly left the park. Remaining crowd became increasingly intoxicated and belligerent. Sports writer Paul Jackson said, "Early on, demand for beer surpassed the Indians' capacity to ferry it to concession stand. A luminary, perhaps the same person who suggested the promotion, allowed fans to line up behind the outfield fences and have their cups filled directly from the Stroh's, shout out Stroh's beer, Stroh's company trucks. In the bottom of the ninth, the Indians managed to rally, tying the game 5-5. However, a rowdy crowd had been drinking heavily. The situation finally boiled over. A 19-year-old fan ran on the field, attempted to steal a cap from the Yankee Center. Or from
I'm sure
the,
he was sober.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Large number of intoxicated fans, some armed with knives, chains, and clubs,
It was the 70s.
fashioned from portions of stadium seats they have torn apart, surged onto the field and hurled bottles from the stands. 200 fans surrounded the 25 Rangers, with more coming.
Jesus.
The Indians actually had to forfeit that game.
I want to back up
Losers.
for a split second. Someone brought a half gallon of fucking wine to the game? How did they sneak that in there?
I don't even
I mean, you can
wanna
buy
know.
like wine and shit at the baseball park that we live near.
But not a
Not a
fucking
gallon.
A gallon.
Well, and if you
But you can get the big ass baseball bat or something full of. I don't know much.
That's not
You can
a-
get big ones. You can still get big shit there.
It was the 70s. I'm sure if you gave the security guard a swig, he was going to let you in.
Yeah.
It was the 70s. As long as it wasn't a knife, a gun.
They had knives in.
Yeah,
you just said they had a bunch of shit in there.
Well, they had knives. They said they had knives and clubs that they had fashioned from the stadium seats that they had torn apart.
Just rip the seat off. Attach some weird chain. I don't know where the chain came from. Some fence. It's
Oh,
like
probably.
freaking motorcycle gangs out there. Like, you goddamn
Fuck the
Indians.
Rangers.
I gotta say, that's gotta be bonkers to be at.
Now just imagine being the one family that's like, let's just go enjoy a ball game. What the fuck is happening?
Yes.
Hey, it's Jimmy's 7th birthday. We're going.
I'm
to
not
the
a big
Indians game.
baseball person, but I swear to fucking God, as a Buffalo, that would have been my night to shine.
But hey, at 10 cents a beer, it would have been totally worth it.
I would have been asking to get Buffalo to that point.
Honestly, I just would have came over to loudspeaker and Weldy would have been sitting out there in a crowd having a heart attack, and I'd been like, tap, 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 Buffalo. And everybody be like,
You just hear one man in section 205, me going, God damn it.
everybody else is like, I'm still drinking with the correct hand. Weldy's the only person that gets caught while everybody is
Well, he's trying to drink
shit-faced.
with his feet at this point. Like,
If I were a baseball promoter or the owner for a baseball stadium, I would be pulling stunts like this left and right. I swear to fucking God, I would. I wouldn't care. I would upcharge the shit out of the tickets for 10-cent beer and people would fucking jump
100%.
right on it. You could easily make up
absolutely.
for that. A $10 ticket would be $50 fucking
I'd
dollars,
still
man.
show up. 10
And
cent
I'd be like,
beers.
it's 10-cent beer.
Dude, you make it. No, here's what you do. You make it $45. So if they show up with a $50 bill, you get a ticket and $5 for beer. That's how you do that.
That
So
equates to
even-
like 50 fucking beers.
Mitch, back in the day, I'm going to teach you a little something about drinking with Lincoln. The problem with drinking with Lincoln was like the cover charge to get into these clubs up in large city near where we live. The cover charge was outrageous, but if you had a handful of pennies, you were in.
It used to be quarter beer night. You walk in there with about $20 and you're going to walk out the drunkest motherfucker that you've ever been in your
It was
life.
stupid. They don't do that anymore.
I drank that place out of
I
business.
think, yeah, I had some kind of part in that. I never rode the mechanical bull, though. Thank God.
That hurt.
Ugh.
Did that, and I was walking like a cowboy for about 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Because your fucking inner thighs just like,
Yep.
oh, God, I can't move.
Yeehaw.
Yep.
All right, so thank you, Dan H. Streetcar, for signing up for Patreon and having this episode. He also sent in an email this week. This is our first email. Thank you. Not a spam email. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Email goes. Andy wants an email, so here's an email, boys. Rank the different forms of potato, and what do you remember being the first video game you've ever played? His is Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES. Stay retro and victory achieved, Dan the Man.
That's a good one.
Let's do a roundabout on the first video game you've ever played. Mitch, you go.
Give me a second.
Okay, well, do you go.
I see a second.
So I asked my aunt this because my aunt and my uncles are huge video gamers. It's where I get my video game love from. I had asked them, I'm like, what do you remember the first game I played was? My aunt told me it was Super Mario World.
Oh.
The one I remember playing was Twisted Metal 2. Or I should say the one I actually played and loved was Twisted Metal 2. I see, but she said, no, you were playing Super Mario World when you were like 2 years old. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's pretty funny. So while we did have a Super Nintendo at home, my sister had one of those learning video game systems that her grandmother had bought her. It was called Socrates. It was like a bunch of weird learning video games on there. It was like the piano noises, like how music is. Like it was like basic music lessons like do, re, mi on a piano. Colors. There was like a coloring book on there. It was like really small, simple shit. But that's the very first. Hold on a second. Let's actually, because I could look this up. I remember that there was a robot that was like the mascot for the video game. Yeah, it was called VTech Socrates. That was one of the first video games that I had played. It was an 8-bit educational home video game console released in 1988 by VTech. The console features a robot character, Socrates, named after the philosopher. The character is pretty similar to that of Johnny Five from the Short Circuit
Johnny
movies.
Five is
and it was
alive.
actually discontinued in 1994. So it came with a small keyboard and removable joysticks, I guess, for movement. It was weird, but I remember very specifically, that was like one of the first video games that I played.
I was an 80s kid. I distinctly remember going over to my cousin's house and playing the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES. I died to the first Goomba, like everyone does. But you started talking about education games. I remember a game called Word Munchers, where you're just like this weird alien.
No, that's a
you
real
have to,
game.
Like, find the correct vowel. So, like, the word foul, you had to figure out the OO sound and, like, pick the words that had the OO sound in it. That was an old green and black Mac. So that might have been the very first game, but the one that sticks in my brain is the Mario Brothers one. And I remember after playing it, fucking 6-year-old, 7-year-old, "Hi, Mario!" and jumping up and, like, punching invisible blocks and stomping on invisible Goombas.
You still do that now when you're drunk.
Yeah. Those Goombas are real.
It was real to me, damn it.
Genuinely, I think the first game I've ever played was a game called Toontown.
Yeah, that's a good shit.
Yeah, you made like an animal. And
yes.
you fight robots with like pies and squirt guns, and it was like a turn-based type game, kind of like Final Fantasy, but like some free roam action, and it was a lot of fun. I remember I played the last day it was on the server, the day they shut it down. I was like 9 years old or something like that. They shut the servers down, and I cried. I was like, "Oh, this game, fuck Club Penguin, I love this game." So it was the same people behind Club Penguin, and they were like, "Oh, Club Penguin's here, Toontown's here, fuck Toontown."
All right, rank your potatoes.
Rank your potatoes.
French fries, number one. Waffle fries.
Or does he want specific
Curly
potatoes?
fries.
Yeah, I was gonna say curly fries are, but you see the thing like home fries, breakfast home fries are great. Like that's gonna be number one for me.
No, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
I'd rather have hash browns than home fries.
Maybe that's what I'm okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of hash browns. Yeah,
I'd much rather have hash browns over home fries. Tater tots.
Tater
that's
tots.
a good
That's a
one.
good one.
I feel like
That's
that
up there.
should be number 2. Honestly, when I go out and they ask if I would prefer French fries and I see tater tots on the menu, I'm like, I want the tots. And they're like, you are a 35-year-old man and you want,
You want some SpaghettiOs too while you're at it?
Can I interest you in a corn dog?
If they served it, I fucking would. I'm going to open up a
there should
restaurant.
be a restaurant that makes
I am
high-end
literally
SpaghettiOs.
Yes, I am literally going to open up a restaurant where I make
Like top-tier
SpaghettiOs
tomato
and
soup.
Chef Boyardee ravioli, tater tots, and applesauce. And I can guarantee that there's going to be a ridiculous amount of millennials who are like, "Whoa, the nostalgia here just takes me
That
back."
whiskey applesauce that Ricky used to drink.
Whiskey applesauce.
Ricky used to do, I think it was cinnamon whiskey in the applesauce.
So, yep, it was honey whiskey and cinnamon applesauce.
Okay, mixing anything with applesauce makes me really weird because isn't that how the Heaven's Gate cult went out?
I thought that was Kool-Aid.
No, I thought they mixed cyanide.
No, actually, no. The Kool-Aid was
That was
Jones.
Jonestown.
yes.
Yeah, so they mixed the cyanide with applesauce. That's why I'm like, as soon as you said mixing with applesauce, I just went, oh, let's be not mixing things with applesauce. It just makes me feel
Hey
weird.
man, you know what? Whatever gets me closer to a pair
Closer to
of
Jesus.
those limited edition, them Jordans, those Heaven
Those
Cake
things were
Jordans,
Well, you
I
gotta
need a
spend the
pair
extra
of
money for
those. Whatever gets me closer to those.
That's their VIP. Get to heaven faster.
The purple velvet blanket and the black Air Jordans.
Jesus.
Which they discontinued immediately, and then we looked up online to see if there were some available on eBay, and they cost somewhere around $10,000 to $20,000.
Lord.
Potato chips versus hash browns.
I'd rather have hash browns.
Good hash browns. Like I don't want
I'd
a
rather
super
have hash
stringy
browns.
thin hash browns. Like make thick hash browns. Basically just dice it up and then fry it, and it's all coming in one piece and just good like that.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Yep, that's what I was gonna
Okay.
say. Mashed potatoes is super high up there too.
With sour cream, green onions, some cheese.
Yeah.
Yo.
So I think I'm gonna go with hash browns, fries, mashed
Which
potatoes.
fries?
What?
There's several fries.
Okay, well I'm gonna take curly fries, and then I'm taking mashed potatoes, then I'm taking waffle fries, and then it depends on what kind of potato chip. Because if you're going like regular potato chip,
Like a Lay's.
yeah, well it's like well then where does
Or
it?
like a baked.
Pringles are a potato chip, right?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, like
They're made of potato.
Like, I could
But
just-
they're like potato crumbs smashed.
Like I could
together.
destroy Pringles, but also if I'm in a good mood, potato soup. That's a good potato too.
That's pretty good.
Damn, that's good.
Or like,
Yep.
but I don't think I would put potato soup in my top 5 because I would have just a baked potato. So I'm going hash brown, curly fries, mashed potatoes, potato chips, and then baked potatoes for me.
That's a good top 5.
That's a good top 5.
I can't think of any other potatoes.
Okay, I can ramble off my top 5 here really quick. I would have to say French fries, tater tots, mashed potatoes, hash browns, and then we can end on the old potato chip.
Good list.
I think those are all all very good potatoes.
I feel like someone was forgetting.
There's definitely a potato,
Yeah,
a
there's some.
variety of sorts.
Yes, we're forgetting sweet potatoes, which I don't know. Are we including that?
Vodka.
What?
We're forgetting vodka.
Number one, baby.
Does that count? I would count that. That's a type.
Definitely potato vodka. Yes.
I mean, it's not part of the food pyramid, but I would count it.
It's a vegetable. It
Yeah.
counts. It counts.
I would count that. Vodka, absolutely. So I guess everything gets bumped down a notch. So bump potato chips out of my top 5 because vodka goes up top at number 1.
Goddamn. Where can they find you, Weldy?
They can find me at twitch.tv/WeldyTime. They can find me on the Twitter sphere at WeldyTime1. They can find all of my old speedruns, including coming soon, the sub 37 that I finally got, that I'm finally pumped about. That'll be up on my youtube.tv/WeldyTime soon. Mitch, where can they find you, Bro Sidon?
You can find me at Liquid Dukes, second eye is a 1, at twitch.tv. Around the time this episode drops, the new college football game will be out.
Oh.
I will be streaming that heavily. I will be playing that probably every day for the rest of my life. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can find me there. Andy, where can they find you?
I'm on the Twitter at The Andy Abides. You could send us an email at retrosmashed@gmail.com. I don't know why Dan did not originally go through the Gmail account. I don't know. So he had to forward it through me through Instagram. But try to send us an email through retrosmashed, SMASHED, @gmail.com.
@gmail.
I already talked about Patreon earlier. Please sign up for Patreon. We'll give you a shout out for $1. $3 will get you
Ricky Ramblings.
that Ricky Ramblings, and you can hear our behind the scenes stuff. $5 you can request the game, and we'll do an episode of it. Thank you, Dan H Streetcar again. And $10 for a T-shirt. Can you take us higher? Can you take us higher? Ricky, I think that's all my stuff. Where you at?
You all can find me on Twitter at AfroKing89. Elongated Muskrat has officially blocked all likes. He's hidden all the likes on Twitter, so I guess you guys don't see all the sex workers pictures that I'm liking anymore, so I guess there's that.
So Ted Cruz can start watching that stepmom porn and not get in trouble again. Never forget.
No, you could also find us, our podcast, on retro_smashed on Twitter as well. You can find our YouTube. If Andy mentioned it, I don't
Yep.
care. You can find that on Retro Game Video Game Podcast on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at It's the Afro King. Fun fact, Ricky finally started writing a script for a movie review. So there we go. It takes a lot of effort, guys. And by writing a script, it's like that one episode of SpongeBob where he had to write an essay and I literally have the word the written on the fucking page.
Fancy T.
Yes, that's literally how it looks. I have a list of about 10 or 12 movies that I would like to try to write out scripts for. We'll see how those go. I'm not saying that all of them will be recorded, but if I write out scripts for them, it gives me a little bit more encouragement to doing so. I think that's about all I have. So, Weldy, why don't you wrap us up like a condom and take us out of here?
2 things before we go. One, I cannot wait until the end of October when likes accidentally become visible for 12 hours and the entire U.S. election gets thrown upside down because all these politicians are liking all these shady things. And number 2, I'm throwing a wild card in there just because I'm super sentimental about it. Chunks of raw potato.
Ew.
That's bottom of the fucking list.
Well, now listen.
Who's eating raw potato?
My grandma, when
Fucking a hobbit?
No, my grandma used to make homemade mashed
Are
potatoes.
you Russian?
She used to make homemade mashed potatoes, and she would clean the potatoes, and she would give me chunks of raw potato as she cleaned it, and it made me very sentimental to think about that. So
Good for your childhood, but gross.
Yeah,
Absolute
exactly.
bottom
I
of the
mean,
barrel.
I'm not saying if there was all the other items on the list, I would pick all of those first, but those that would make me very sentimental. So there you go. I just want to throw that out there. So for all of us here at the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast, good night, Canada.
Keep your stick on the ice.